Okay, Megan, it's Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. And oh, you out Meganed yourself today. The topic at the start of the hour was Fox News, who had picked up on a couple of stories that were entirely fabricated and ran with them over and over and over and over again. Um, ex- Telling their entire audience multiple times and making dumb jokes about how somehow um, President Biden was going to reduce all of everyone's beef intake by 80%. I don't even know where that came from. And then the other one was about uh, the book that a children's book that Kamala Harris had written was seen inside um, in amongst the things that they give to kids that are trapped at the southern border, um, and turned into the government's buying her book and she's making all this money and shoving it down the immigrant kids' throats. All a complete fucking lie. And and the general, topic is how is this even allowed to be aired? Yes, they issued retractions, but by then the damage is done. They throw these seeds of doubt and seeds of just it's like cruel imagery, right? They just the whole point is to stir up people's emotions, and then they'll say, "Oh, the story wasn't true," but the emotions don't go away, right? I know I was mad about something, and people just stay mad. And so when it gets to you to talk about this issue, you very quickly, oh yes, there should be truth in journalism on both sides. Quick both sidesism. And then launch into a tirade. These are the true Meghan McCain moments when you know you're trapped. You can't actually make a logical argument to save your conservative side. So you get yourself worked up into a frenzy and you're just like on this train and you go faster and faster, and just spew all of this bullshit. Talking about how all of the media is liberal. And so, of course, Fox News is popular because there's no other outlet for people to get their information. The problem with that, and there's so many things wrong with everything that you said today, but Fox News is seriously just a propaganda machine against the Democrats. It doesn't stand for anything. That's nothing. It is only designed to make people angry so that they forget about the fact that the Republicans take their jobs away, keep them poor, don't want them to have health care, make sure education is unfunded, because God forbid if the Republican base actually had a reasonable education, they wouldn't believe this bullshit. The problem we have in this country predominantly is that it's anti-intellectualism. And so the Republicans keep everybody dumb, sick, and poor, and blame everybody else and use Fox News as a propaganda machine. That's all it is. And you know it. You've worked there. You are a part of that machine. So all of mainstream media, you say, is liberal, which is a complete and utter lie. The fact that and we'll get into mainstream media in a second, but the fact that a lot of media does not cater to the racist, misogynistic, bullshit, xenophobic, we want our rights crap, doesn't make it liberal. And all of that mainstream liberal media was pretty kind to your previous president, the person who's still the leader of your party. All of those, there's a serious change in tone, and not really calling out the fact that he's just blatantly fucking lying. Giving this sort of reverential treatment about, well, he's the president, so we have to have some level of respect for it. Not until he lost the election and then incited a terrorist insurgents at the Capitol on January 6th did the media finally turn on him and be like, nope, now we're done. They were so kind to George W. Bush, who was so dumb. It's not a liberal media. That is a fucking lie propagated by all of the stupid conservative media, of which you are a part. And that's where you get into, I am the only conservative on mainstream media, and I'm a token because they only think that there needs to be one voice. Fucking bullshit. ABC News, which is who you work for, employs Chris Christie to give, political punditry. You are not, when you say that, what you really mean to say is, I'm the only person on network daytime TV who has a political agenda. You're the only one on that program that has a political agenda. You're the only one. There are all sorts of chat shows that go on daytime TV, on network TV, that are not trying to spin a political angle. They're literally just opinion shows. And we know that's what they are. The problem is Fox News puts out opinion shows and treats them as if it's journalism, and it's not. You're not a journalist. You're sitting on TV giving your opinion. And half the time, it's not even truthful. For instance, today, when you spin up all of this crap, again, not addressing the actual issue, and I'm not going to get all up in arms about two stories when all of these things just don't get discussed in the media, blah, 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 blah. It is not just about two stories. And you know that. You're not that dumb. Although maybe you are. I don't know. So you want to know, why on this show did we not talk about Hunter Biden? Because there wasn't a story there. There are people, producers and probably some lawyers, that want to make sure that when you're discussing something on air, that there's some merit to the things that you're saying. Why do you think you have all those fucking legal notes that poor Sunny has to read? And I love them when she reads them in sarcasm. But your whole agenda is different from anyone else on daytime TV. I will give you that. In that sense, you are, the lone co-host on daytime TV because you are pushing a political agenda. Nobody else is doing that. And rightfully so. Everyone's talking about their experience, and how they feel about particular issues, and having dialogue and conversation about it. And when they talk about their experience, they're saying, these are the things that I've noticed and I've witnessed, and I've I've experienced, or you know, how I've interpreted things around me. You, when you go to a personal experience, are like, my friends in Britain say everything is terrible. My friends in California are just so mad. We have lots of guns. We're a really big gun family. We love our guns. It's never a thoughtful presentation of your experience, but just here's all the things that I know are right and you can't convince me otherwise, is how you present that shit. You aren't interested in a dialogue or a conversation. You said just the other day, you got in this business to talk, not to listen. Half of your job is listening, and you never do it. But anyway, it was laughable today how worked up you got about the liberal media. And Whoopi gave you a nice little smackdown. But you and your husband, we work in conservative media. You work in peddling lies. And you weren't a Republican. You registered as an independent when you could first vote. Not until you were 24, and I think that was 2 election cycles. Did you register as a Republican because your father ran on the Republican ticket and you figured out how to make money from it? Just like Tucker Carlson, just like everybody else on Fox News, that I can make money from feeding this machine of misinformation and bullshit and keep people mad about things that are not affecting them while distracting them from legislation that actually hurts them, that the Republican Party is going to enact. So, Meghan, today's just a giant fuck you.